that same excitement now coming back to it after all these years?
Oh my gosh, you know, if you ever had the experience of like taking out a pair of old trousers that you haven't worn in 10, 15 years and you discover a 10-pound note or whatever, oh wow, that's more valuable than the money in your wallet because you didn't know you had it. That's the feeling here. So I couldn't believe my ears. I said, really, they want us back? I mean, I said, well, it's got to be all of us or none of us. You know, it's like the reunion of a band, you know, because if I had said no at that point, I'd be the most hated man in nerddom.
We have to talk about, unfortunately, Carrie Fisher, but I know you have many joyful memories of Carrie. But I guess this does make it a little bittersweet that we're seeing her and in this film.
Yeah.
How do you remember her, and how do you feel?
Well, the whole
her?
world is sharing in our grief.
Yeah.
She was irreplaceable. And so, in a way, it's like a loss in the family, but the world, the entire world is sharing with me. So we're going to make it through. I do know for sure that Carrie would want us to be laughing and having fun, because that's what she was all about. You know, she was like a sister in the sense that you loved her, but she was exasperating and she drove you crazy. But she was also wise beyond, I mean, certainly smarter than me, you know, because when they announced in the meeting, it was just Carrie, me, and my wife. And George said, well, I'm turning over the company to Kathy Kennedy, and she wants to do a new trilogy. Now, I'm good at poker face. I did. Inside, I'm like, but here, outside, like this. Carrie slapped the table and went, I'm in. Seconds later.
Yeah.
And is there anything for Billy in it? Meaning her daughter. Yeah. Like a good stage mother. Later, I said, Carrie, poker face. I'm selfishly really mad at her, because if she were here now, she'd be behind you, giving me the middle finger and making faces and putting horns behind your head. And who doesn't love that?
Yeah, she was amazing.
She was.
This is so exciting, seeing everything here. You've already experienced it because you've already done a film.
It's true.
But Laurie, you're brand new to all this. I love the story you told about the first day you're on set, because you were a Star Wars fan, right? And just describe that first day when you came on set.
Well, just thinking I was on any other set and just trying to figure out the character, and they roll camera and you kind of get out of this space and look around and you see R2-D2 and you lose your mind and start crying. That's take one. And I just was blown away. It was incredible.
Your character got so popular in the last one. I think you have a real journey with this as well. Yeah. Can you describe a little bit maybe what happens?
There's a new directive that he doesn't gel with. There's a new way of dealing with this very, very precarious, critical situation, that there's just the dwindling hope of the small band of resistance that's just in this slow chase from the First Order. And part of it is his journey into leaving behind to a certain extent, the hero-soldier mentality and coming into the mentality of a leader.
And I mean, what's so great about this film too is that you have the legacy. You have Mark Hamill, you have Carrie Fisher on set. I mean, how did that just feel, that knowing that these people were on set that, you know, started all this?
I loved watching them together, especially in between takes.
Yeah.
You know, they were just, he'd be sitting and she'd be having a Coke and he'd be sitting there and they'd be chatting and talking. You know, they were really seemed like brother and sister walking around.
Well, what was incredible is they seemed to share stories when I got to be around it, but with also kind of a childlike sensibility. They were still in the joy of it and everything they'd been through.
And they lack so much self-seriousness that, you know, I think they were mentors just with them being there. You know, there wasn't a sense of this is the way it is. And blah, blah. You know, I think they were just too cool of people to be that way.
3, 2, 1.
Action.
hoping it'll be a little shocking, but I'm hoping it'll feel real and honest. When I first got the job before I started working, that's when the weight of, oh my gosh, this is Star Wars, was really heavy. But then once I actually got into it and started working on it, it's like anything else. All that kind of goes away and you're just focused on the task at hand. But now, once we finish the film, and now when I'm in the lead up to it coming out, it's really scary again. It's exciting. It's a little more exciting than scary. And yeah, The Force Awakens launched this adventure with and created these amazing new characters, these vibrant new characters. It's the job of this movie as the middle chapter to really test their mettle and to put them through their paces and really see what they're made out of. And so hopefully by the end of this film we'll know a little bit more about each of them and mainly about Luke Skywalker. You can see he looms large over this film. For me, that was the big writing challenge, was figuring out where is Luke's head at? Why has he taken himself out of the fight? He knows his friends are fighting the good fight and suffering, and he's taken himself out. He's living on an island in the middle of nowhere in exile. Why? And that was the big nut I felt like I had to crack coming in and writing this.
We have to speak about Carrie, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it must be very bittersweet and sad for all of you because, you know, when she made this film, of course, no one knew what was going to happen. So
Yeah, it was, I mean, coming back after she passed away, and we had to come in, we were all dealing with just personal loss, and then we had to come in the edit room and just watch through her scenes, and she's so good in the movie. It's such a beautiful performance, and it's a complete performance. We had totally shot the whole thing, and so I know that fans who didn't know Carrie but grew up watching her are going through their own loss, and so obviously we didn't know this would be a farewell performance for her, but I think it's got some really emotionally resonant stuff in it that I hope will really mean something.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.